This really is the friendly final. Smiles on every side. The atmosphere is so good-humoured. And certainly the way the spectators have built up the atmosphere for this final, if the players can match it, it should be an outstanding game. And so the crowd wait for the first sight of the players, and they're on the way. And leading the two teams, Terry Neal on the far side for Arsenal, and Bobby Robson of Ipswich on the near side. And for them, well, there'll be no rewards in the form of medals. Only the players get medals. For them, it's about the memory. And the way the crowds behaved and built up this match, well, it should be some considerable memory, win or lose. And now as the teams split and warm up, a check on the sides. And throughout this cup run, Arsenal only have used 12 players, and the 12 players are on the team sheet today. Question whether Alan Sunderland would be fit for the final. He's had a stress fracture, but he plays at number 8, and the substitute, 20 years old, Graham Ricks. And this is the Ipswich side most of their supporters hope to get. It was never thought Trevor Wymark would be fit, but David Gevitz plays at number 10, youngster signed from Carlisle. But the good news from Bobby Robson's point of view, he's able to field the back four he would want to play. And he's only been able to play 3 or 4 times in the whole season. That's Burley, Mills, Talbot and Hunter. But clearly a risk being taken, I'm sorry about Talbot, I should have said Beattie, Talbot plays in the midfield. But clearly a risk being taken with Hunter and Beattie, who both had severe injuries. We understand Hunter's had blood taken away from a swollen knee this morning. And Kevin Beattie had a cartilage operation some time ago, and immediately after every match and after every training session, he's had considerable swelling. Liam Brady, outstanding midfield player. Lovely touch on the ball for Arsenal. Alan Sunderland, just back in the side. His first game in about 6 weeks after a stress fracture. His first game was last week. That gives the side a bit of width on the right-hand side. Malcolm MacDonald, well, he's due to deliver at Wembley. The last cup final he played in was for Newcastle 4 years ago, and he wasn't very satisfied with his performance. They were beaten by Liverpool. Alan Hudson, I was talking to him on Thursday at Highbury. He was saying that he's played with some of the great goalkeepers. People haven't realised that. Benetti at Chelsea, Banks and Shilton at Stoke. But he says that the man between the Arsenal post at the moment, this fellow Pat Jennings, is possibly the best of the lot. Pat now 32, having won a record number of caps for Northern Ireland. Meanwhile, the captains come together in the centre of the pitch, and Derek Nippard, the referee, tossing a coin he was given as a christening present 47 years ago. It's never been used, a Victorian coin, and when he became a referee, he said, well, I'll save that coin, if I ever get the cup final, I'll use it for the toss-up, and it's come for him today. He retires, this is his final match, and that Victorian coin goes back now into his pocket, along with the equipment he carries today. That's 2 whistles, 2 watches, red and yellow cards, a notebook, and a pencil, and he stresses this, sharpened at both ends. Brian Talbot, such an influence in the midfield for Ipswich, scorer of the opening goal against West Bromwich in the semi-final. The important centre-back, Alan Hunter, Northern Ireland captain, made captain by Northern Ireland manager Danny Blanchflower, and he really does enjoy and appreciate the job. Kevin Beattie, so injury-prone, won only 8 caps for England, but, as every pro will tell you, it should have been 40. Had a whole series of injuries, though. John Walk from Scotland, his family's travelled down on a special bus today. He'll be the penalty taker for Ipswich. And meanwhile, the ball placed on the centre spot. And it will be Arsenal to kick off in this 1978 Cup final. Arsenal playing in the gold shirts that the side wore when they won the Cup in 1950 and in 1971. Rex Stapleton, the pitch soft and testing, and a free kick to Arsenal, Hunter penalised. Liam Brady placing the ball for the kick. David O'Leary and Willie Young, the centre-backs, push forward. Caught. No. Yes, corner given. There was a moment's hesitation before Derek Nippard pointed for the corner, which will be taken by Brady. So Arsenal have pushed the big, powerful men forward. 6 is Willie Young. 5 on the goal line, David O'Leary. Hudson, Brady. Hudson got clear space for the cross. O'Leary. Ball freed Hudson on the right, and the cross found O'Leary well. It just slipped as he hit it. Well knocked down by Mariner. He rose well above Price. Talbot. Mills, the captain. Brian Talbot looking up. In the way, Price. Mills again. Stapleton. Now Sunderland. Hunter. McDonald behind him. That's McDonald. And he fouled Hunter. Interesting, looked as if one of the players was querying the pressure of the ball then. I know the referee's already checked 4 in the dressing room. That's the number he's brought out. But they're obviously satisfied. Beat his kick. Young, in the way, it was number 4, Talbot. It was Woods, Mariner. That almost caught Arsenal. The ball knocked down unexpectedly from that header by Clive Woods, and Mariner, first time, and only just wide. Query about the ball again. He's happy. That's odd, actually. First an Ipswich player queried it at the far end, and now queried by Arsenal. But Derek Nippard says it's okay. Paul Mariner. Geddes. Young. Number 3, Sammy Nelson. Loves to attack. Ball was out, was it? No. Osborne. Young again. Nelson. Alan Hunter. Aimed at McDonald. Hudson. Price. O'Leary. Sunderland. Arsenal really playing it about with confidence. Hudson, and that was a brilliant ball. Sunderland, and the pitch had beaten Sunderland. That was a superb first time one-touch ball by Alan Hudson. The build-up all the way through had been good for Arsenal, but the final ball by Hudson to Sunderland was brilliant. It was really laid on, and Sunderland, unlucky, he slipped as he went for it. Ball not cleanly won. Geddes got the touch. Stapleton. Hands. Burley's kick. Leary, Nelson, Brady. Nelson, Stapleton. Incidentally, there are no less than 6 Irish internationals in the Arsenal side, 3 from the Republic and 3 from the North. Hudson, McDonald, Brady, number 10, Stapleton. Woods, Mills. Beattie. Hudson settling for Jennings. Swinging off Talbot, that's McDonald. Hunter. Mills. Mills got what he wanted, the throw. Woods, Talbot. Hudson to Brady. It's Pat Rice, the captain, breaking. Free kick. It's about 8-9 metres outside the penalty area. Brady takes most of the set pieces. Price unmarked. He couldn't control it. Young. Oh, the Arsenal fans love that. He's become a real favourite. Points at Geddes, just takes his number. Geddes was penalised. Sunderland. Hudson. Brady. To Young. Price. David Price, who used to be captain of the England schoolboys. On the left, the Arsenal bench. Don Howe, the coach, sending out the instructions. Checking on the forward players. A lot of movement up front for Ipswich. That's played into space behind the defenders. Geddes just couldn't get there, though, and Jennings wasn't going to leave it, and was absolutely right. Osborne. Woods. Got such ball skill. Sunderland. Price. Hudson to Sunderland. Stapleton. Brushed aside by Beattie. Rice and Beattie in quickly. O'Leary. Beattie battling away for Ipswich. It's one of the few players that a manager could trust to bring back after such an absence. He's not played since the semi-final. But Beattie's a considerable athlete in every sense. Rice. O'Leary. Back to Rice. Hudson, who started the game so well, and just what Arsenal wanted. He tends to be a bit temperamental. So Young. Played short, played Nelson into trouble. This is Geddes. And Young just missed again. Clive Woods. Good ball. Osborne. Mariner hit the bar. And the goal was gaping. Arsenal in the most desperate trouble then. Split all over the place, and Woody Young being patted on the back by Alan Hudson and saying, calm down. The ball slotted through. Missed kick there. Mariner got it with his left foot, and Jennings was hopelessly beaten. The problem started with Woody Young then, and the whole defence broke down. What's his corner? Not a safer pair of hands in the game. Those giant hands of Pat Jennings. Enormous span he's got. McDonald. Not wide for Stapleton. I must say, the way this has started today, it promises to be a memorable cup final. Paul Cooper, left-footed and throws the ball left-handed. It's a big kick. Young. Osborne. Talbot had broken forward. Young's in the way again. Now Nelson. Hunter. This time it's Hudson. Brady. Osborne. Burley. Osborne again. Geddes. Important tackle by O'Leary. He's very fast, David O'Leary. Jennings checking on the marking. Woods. McDonald. Sunderland, number 8. Paul Mariner is in the England squad for the home internationals. Leary's kick. Mills. Woods. Mills. Talbot's out on the touchline, that's him. Works a triangle out on that left side with Mills and Woods. It's Peaty. Hunter. Aimed at Mariner. Young, big enough. Woods has really made a brilliant start. Clive Woods, who's marked by Pat Rice, that's Clive Woods. Actually knocked to the door practically at Ipswich and asked for a trial when he was 20. They told him he might be too old, but he had 3 brilliant trial matches, and he's been on the way ever since. Mills. For Ipswich, marshalled by Hunter, who was signalling. Stapleton, now Talbot. Woods. Good running by Walk, he saved it. "15 minutes gone. Talbot, finding Woods. Woods really is the only genuine wing player on the field. Throw to Ipswich. It's Woods once more. Oh, he left Rice so easily. Jennings, way out again. If they take the throw quickly, there could be some fun. He's got to get back. And Geddes didn't realise the possibility. And it's held up anyway because the corner flag was knocked down and is being replaced. David Geddes. Talbot. John Walker. Brady. Hunter. Geddes. Young missed his tackle again. Mariner. Breaking on the outside, George Burley, number 2. Pull back too far. Osborne. Woods appealing for it, but it's given to Mills. Burley again, number 2. Mariner right into trouble. Finally tidied by Willie Young. Osborne. Burley. One of those awkward balls, and Jennings, I don't think, got a touch. He may have been touched just in front of him, but it didn't inspire confidence. The Arsenal defence looking very ragged at times. Jennings keeps feeling that ball. He may well have been cleaning it, but there have been no more complaints about it. Nelson. Stapleton. Nelson. MacDonald. BT policing MacDonald. Brady hasn't been able to get into the match very much so far. Hudson. Stapleton brought it down beautifully, didn't he? Sunderland. That was Alan Sunderland, but let's have a look at Frank Stapleton really there, because he deserves the applause. He brought that ball down superbly. They were telling me at Highbury on Thursday, Bob McNabb, one of the Arsenal coaches, that Frank Stapleton has improved his skill enormously in the past few months, and it showed then. Osborne. Talbot. Woods. To Mills. Well, the betting just before the start of the game was even money Arsenal 5-2 against Ipswich, but it doesn't look like that at all. Just a quick word from Jimmy Hill.
Well, there's no question that Ipswich have settled much better than Arsenal. Liam Brady was expected to dominate, apart from a flash or two, hasn't been able to get in at all. And the way things are going, I mean, Ipswich are looking confident on their game, and Arsenal are struggling to find theirs.
O'Leary. Flag up. Offside against McDonald. The Arsenal back four. Price. Osborne. Mariner to Talbot. Burley. Hunter. Nelson for Arsenal. Brady. Oh, didn't he do that well? Number 10, Stapleton. Hudson. Brady again. 3 is Nelson. Well robbed by Osborne. Mariner. Off. Hudson just caught him. Quick apology. Ipswich's trouble build-up through injuries seems to have been forgotten completely. Moving fluently, that's Osborne. Well, there is header. Talbot knocking it back. Some pushing. Free kick. And referee signalling obstruction. So the kick is indirect. Talbot with a kick. Complete breakdown in understanding then. All the Ipswich attackers went into the place, went away from the place where the ball was played. Hudson. McDonald. Nelson. Intelligent backing up by the fullback. And space for the shot. Sunderland. And Nelson may have been better placed. Good tackle by Mick Mills. And the chance disappeared for Arsenal. But it was Sammy Nelson who was too tentative. He really had an opportunity to shoot. Now Woods. Mariner. Good turn and well killed. Good blocking by Young. Young's got a job on here with Mariner, though. Not finding it easy to mark at all. So Clive Woods with the corner. Halfway through the first half, no score. Young. Walk, blocked by Hudson. Battle through well. He hasn't got any support. Streaming out now. To MacDonald. Splendid tackle by Hunter. It was absolutely clean and fair. Beattie. Looks to Alan Hunter. Perhaps the most popular player in the Ipswich club with the fans. Known as Big Al. Brady. Stapleton. Nelson. Arsenal ball. Brady. Stapleton found the position. Frank Stapleton, who does so much running and work up front, and a good example here. The ball pushed forward, and look at the movement Stapleton achieved. He ran across there and beat the covering player. Sitting next to Terry Neal, who's on the far left, to the front, Don Howe and Wilf Dixon. Beattie for Ipswich. Osborne. Woods. It has been suggested that Arsenal achieved their results by playing and Ipswich by working, but I must say Ipswich are really playing today. It has been suggested too there's not all that much big match experience in the Ipswich side, but that isn't true either. A lot of these players baptised in European Cup football. It's Woods. Beat Rice again, and Rice got back. Talbot. The battle on the far side between Pat Rice and Clive Woods is fascinating. And Woods at the moment is coming out on top. But Pat Rice, fierce and competitive, he'll work at it. What a marvellous jump by Hunter, but he took a ride as well. I thought he got up well. He was so far above MacDonald. Hudson. Sunderland. Hudson. McDonald wasn't on. Some of McDonald's layoffs not too good. But of course McDonald tends to be judged on the number of goals he scored, and quite rightly so. And what's allegedly been an indifferent season for him, he's scored well over 20. Good play by Rice. It's McDonald, laid that one off well. Brady, what a brilliant first-time ball. Cooper, that showed Brady's vision then. He saw what was on, played the ball first time over about 30 yards, and almost freed one of the attackers. Brady. Young. Brady again. Stapleton had turned his back then on Brady, wasn't expecting it. Talbot. Chip Mariner to Burley. Walk had gone forward, and there was a better ball on to Woods, who's disgusted on the left-hand side. Hunter for Ipswich. Geddes. Flag up, offside. And nice to mention for viewers in black and white that it's Ipswich playing from left to right in the light shorts. This is Mick Mills, the Ipswich captain. Walk. Seen much of him so far. For 10, Geddes only 19. A tremendous try by the youngster. One of those awkward balls that goalkeepers don't like. It dipped viciously on the way through and bounced that awkward distance on a skiddy pitch in front of the goalkeeper. And Pat Jennings, satisfied with just shoveling it away. Mariner. Woods. Got the cross in. That's Hudson. Walk. Willie Young just is not at all happy. A misunderstanding with the goalkeeper. And Geddes slipped as he went across that. That's Geddes. And the Arsenal defence really has been appalling. Most of the trouble in the centre, and Willie Young hasn't settled at all. And Pat Jennings even looks unsettled. Stapleton to Sunderland. Important tackle by Hunter. McDonald just gave it to Woods. Mariner. Geddes. The applause ringing round for Ipswich. Clearly taken out by Brady. And surely not another injury for Ipswich. David Geddes, who in the league match, when Ipswich won 1-0, scored the winning goal. And the other league match this season, it was 1-0 for Arsenal. Pat Jennings, surprisingly in trouble once or twice. Mick Mills with the kick. He's leaving it to George Burley. Price. Mills again. Arsenal pushed out, but Mariner's onside. Mills sailing in, and a foul anyway, a free kick to Arsenal. Minutes to half-time, no score. Liam Brady for Arsenal. O'Leary. Burley. McDonald. Nelson. Burley. Leg was just long enough. Geddes. Finding each other so well. Mariner. Ball took far too long. And Ipswich has still got it now. That was Talbot to Woods. Woods again. Geddes, good jump. That's Price. Geddes versus Brady. Goal kick. Pat Jennings, seeing Brady free, used it quickly. Brady. Hudson. Nelson. Hunter. This is Hudson. Brady, the ball was played short, but he was fouled anyway, and Brady's not complaining about the tackle, he's complaining at Hudson's pass. Well, not exactly the best of friends at the moment, and certainly Hudson's ball was far too short. So it'll be Brady with a kick. And Big Willie Young. Bobby Robson almost seems to be enjoying the sunshine there in the centre of the Ipswich bench. Like to have something to show for the attacking, though. Cyril Lee, former Welsh international and now trainer, on the right. O'Leary knocked on by Walk. That was Woods, now Young. Well won by Sunderland. This is Stapleton. Satisfied with what they've seen so far, but now the answering chorus from the other end. Brady, MacDonald, Beattie, O'Leary, now Talbot, getting through a lot of important work in midfield. Woods. Linesman's flag was up. Rice was held. Sunderland. Gratefully taking the ricochet. Hudson, a good run by him. Second time a corner flag's gone down, but the Ipswich determination, well, typical example there, the way Talbot went in. He made sure that ball was his. It's a throw, really. Arsenal placed it for a corner, but that's not so. Brady to Hudson. This final blessed with the sunshine that seemed impossible just a few hours ago. Up, dangerous ball. Well, they say Cooper isn't big enough, but Bobby Robson says that's made up by exceptional jumping ability. He was well up then. Geddes has timed it. Osborne. Geddes. They keep on leaving him free. That's the second time. Almost inviting him to shoot from those distances. Came off Sunderland. Brady. Young, Brady again. Back to Young. Cooper looking supremely confident. Osborne to Walk. To Burley. Osborne. Good play by Leary. What a polished young player he is. Hudson. Stapleton. Nelson. Brady. Marking's tight. Brady just had nowhere to give it. This is O'Leary. Hunter. Young. Ipswich all back between ball and goal. MacDonald. O'Leary. Price. Good spin. David Price, who takes up some intelligent forward positions. As the ball came across, it was knocked back to him. Price was very quick to turn and hit it. Young. Hunter. Sammy Nelson. Arsenal at the moment just can't find any rhythm at all. McMills. To Burley. Rice. Hunter. Woods. Another chance to test Rice. Just held off. Mills. Well, Mick Mills might have had 33-1 in his mind then. He's backed himself as the first fullback to score in a Wembley final since 1948 at 33-1. Laurie McManamy has just moved in the box alongside me as Jimmy Hill goes to prepare for the half-time sequence. He reminds me that Sammy Nelson might well have done it earlier, but elected not to shoot. Mills. Ball right through to Mariner. Walk. It's Burley. Such a lovely kicker of the ball, this boy. Talbot. Woods. Talbot keeps seeking Woods out. Geddes. Talbot. Mariner got it. Just too high for little Clive Woods. But Mariner is causing Willie Young all sorts of trouble, both on the ground and in the air. Willie Young who just can't settle. And Pat Jennings perhaps demonstrates the difference. If you look at his back, he's covered in mud. Had to deal with the brunt of the attacking. Meanwhile, Paul Cooper at the other end, his white shorts absolutely clean. Not had a lot to do. Geddes. Walk. Nelson for Arsenal, well cut out. Brady. Good play by Brady, but the ball not anticipated. Talbot. Kevin Beattie. Nelson stunned it, but only found Osborne. Good ball, Geddes. Or rather Woods, and he's got the corner. What a good ball that was from Osborne. And Arsenal, who started well in the first few minutes, well, the difference exemplified really by the smile on Clive Wood's face, that Arsenal not being given the opportunity to play at all by Ipswich, who really are dominant, especially the middle of the field. So it's Clive Wood's corner. Beattie was on the end of that, and then Jennings' fingers. Beattie, one of the most powerful jumpers in football. Push forward, and Jennings gives away the corner on the other side this time, to be taken by Clive Woods. Mick Mills in the 6-yard box. He scored one from a corner, remember, the second goal for Ipswich in the semi-final against West Bromwich. Woods' corner. It's Young. Burley. Young again. Little George Burley will take this throw. So fresh-faced. He's only 21, but he's already played 200 league games in the first team. Geddes. He's only 19, and at Ipswich they have to give the youngsters a chance, of course, because they can't buy them. But they've got a wonderful youth policy. That's Hudson. Oh, what a brilliant ball to MacDonald on his favourite left foot. Mills came all the way from left back to the right back position. But Hudson didn't play the expected ball to the right then to Sunderland. He found MacDonald and left him loose. Two minutes to half-time, no score. Geddes for Ipswich. Right through Hudson's tackle. Backing up is number 4, Talbot. Ipswich have got two midfield players who love to shoot in those areas, and they were both available then. Walk and Talbot. The ball pushed through by Geddes, it bypassed Walk, but Talbot was there. Was Walk. Burley. Mariner. Talbot. Woods. It's Woods again. O'Leary to the rescue. Now Mills. Woods. Mills. Splendid play by Ipswich. Woods again. Mariner. Mariner, the ball was chested down to him. And it's still Mariner who can't get it in. Ball intelligently chested down by Roger Osborne. Now a chance for Arsenal to break. Sunderland. Nelson's arrived but not been spotted. There's Nelson. Hudson. Rice. Donald right through Beattie. And barely got it away. John Walk. Now Woods. He's got to hold the ball. Ipswich had pulled players back. Geddes, who's stretching this defence by playing wide on the right quite often, when he was expected to attack through the middle. There's the half-time whistle. As the players leave the field, here's Laurie McMenamin.
Yes, a tremendous first half, David. I think that Ipswich have surprised everybody and delighted their supporters. Bobby Robson said before the game he wasn't going to enjoy it, but I bet he's enjoyed that half. The fact is that they're not only demoralising Arsenal, especially at the back, they're really playing some excellent football. And I think the point he made there at the end about Geddes stretching them, he's stopping Nelson coming forward. Woods is stopping the other full-back. Willie Young, when he hasn't got anybody to mark, is not too happy at all. And the Ipswich midfield players are not only stopping the Arsenal midfield, they're coming in and having a lot of shots.
Thank you, Laurie. And as Bobby Robson goes down for the half-time talk, well, he knows that all Ipswich lack at the moment, goals. But There's no score, and Arsenal, as they've shown once or twice, can be dangerous on the break. They started well, Arsenal, no doubt about that at all. The first few minutes, they looked composed and organised, but Ipswich really have fought their way back into the game, and from those opening minutes really have dominated. John Cobble, former Ipswich chairman, for 19 years, in fact. He resigned 2 years ago, of course, very influential member of the board. I'm just looking in the box there, if he can come wider, for his mother, Lady Blanche Cobble, who's 80, and is the only lady president of a Football League club. Can't see her there, though, at the moment. She should have been sitting next to Patrick Cobble, who's in the foreground, who's the chairman of Ipswich. Ipswich players ready to kick off, and they know what a marvellous supporter she is. In fact, she's no fair weather supporter. She travels all over Europe with them and attends all their home matches. There's Lady Cobble. Must have a lot of hope that the cup may yet come back to Ipswich for the first time. And the kick-off to be taken again. Rather unusual. One of the players had crossed the halfway line before the ball was kicked. Young, and knowing Don Howe as well as I do, such a skillful and talented player, so polished as an international fullback, and such an excellent coach. I've no doubt Don, who's on the left of the Arsenal group there, Terry Neal just sitting down, will have been trying to stabilise this Arsenal side at half-time. He's well capable of doing that. Necessary corner given away by Burley. Mills, the captain, checking on the defensive marking. Ipswich with 10 players back in the box. Only Woods left upfield. Hudson's corner. Came off Stapleton's head, that was Burley. Talbot played at Woods, who's by himself. The support's arriving. Field for offside, and Arsenal had pushed out very well. Brady, whose touch is usually so sensitive. Most of the Arsenal midfield play channeled through him. Young. Hudson. Foul on Stapleton. Chippy Brady with the kick, and that was a typical chip too. Knocked away by Beattie, got good distance. Brady once more. Ball broke for Ipswich on Nelson. Brady. Free kick. Nelson. Brady. Nelson. McDonald, the layoff again, not good enough. O'Leary. Young. No real power in the shot. Big kick by Cooper. Burley's throw. John Walk. Burley. Nelson to number 7 Brady and back to Jennings. Mills Rice for Arsenal. Hudson. Brady. Good ball by Brady to Sunderland. Burley got the ricochet. Now it's Geddes. Mariner. Burley was calling and Mariner saw him well. Burley. Chipped it into space for one of the running forwards, but not anticipated. Brady telling players where he wants them to go. Stapleton. Donald fighting for that one. The flag was up. Referee bringing play back. McDonald penalised. Beattie to Hunter. Off. Just played him into trouble, and Arsenal got something on here. Stapleton. What a rescue by Beattie. He caused it. He saved it. Hunter. It's Hudson. Nelson. Brady. Young. David O'Leary to Hudson. Rice. McDonald. Hudson knocking it to Price. Just out. David Price, so important to the balance of this Arsenal side. They call him a bread and butter player, but every team has to have one. It's Woods to Mills. Past O'Leary, this is Mariner, no foul given. He's beaten Young. Walk! And Mariner wide. Ipswich hit the post, and then, so wide. Young was beaten there by Mariner. The ball to Walk, Walk hit the post, back to Mariner, and yards wide. So first the crossbar, then the upright have saved Arsenal. And really, that should have been put away. Bobby Robson reflecting on what might have been, and these misses could be expensive. People talk about lucky Arsenal. Well, and with the scores level, of course, no score. Although Ipswich have had the balance of the play, no side can feel comfortable until they've got an established lead. It's Woods. Mariner. Again, Young left. He's finding his pitch difficult, and Mariner almost impossible. Mariner is leading Young all over the place, and most times beating him. A word of encouragement there for Sammy Nelson, from Sammy Nelson for Willie Young, because he's really having a bit of a nightmare match. He's finding the pitch difficult, and Mariner's attacking him all the time. Osborne. It's Geddes, won it well out to Mariner, and again Ipswich on the attack. Geddes looks behind him, and behind him was Clive Woods. Ipswich fans in full cry. Meanwhile, at the other end, the Arsenal supporters silent. Hunter. Young. Walk. McDonald. Absolutely nothing is happening for McDonald. He had an indifferent game, to say the least, 4 years ago in the Newcastle Cup final when he played against Liverpool, and it's just not happening for him this afternoon again. O'Leary to Brady. Young. Hudson. On to Nelson. Geddes is the winner. What a good ball to Mariner. How well it was taken too. Mariner versus O'Leary. Talbot. What a good tackle that was to win the ball by O'Leary though. That's Hudson now to O'Leary. On to Sunderland. Oh, fine goalkeeping by an underrated player in Paul Cooper. They say at Ipswich he's the quickest player on the books, and he had to be then. He really came out like a sprinter off the blocks, and speed was essential. He'd got it. And that just underlines what Bob Wilson was saying at half-time. Arsenal by no means dead yet, and you could always sense that on the break, they've got a chance. Ipswich still with nothing to show for all this attacking. Mills to Woods. It's Rice. Pat Rice, who's been on the Arsenal scene since he was 9 years old, came from Ireland to live near Highbury, about 2 minutes away from the ground. Burley. Mariner. Osborne. It's Hudson. Brady. Play waved on. Mills. Talbot. Woods. Twisting and turning the defence. Right past Jennings. No one to apply the final touch. The defenders were able to leave it alone. Clive Woods doing what he's done so well in this match all the time. Twisting and turning the defender and then getting the cross in. Beat Jennings, he couldn't get his hand to it, but beat the rest as well. Clive Woods is the only genuine winger on the field, and when you see a man playing like this, you wonder why there aren't more knocking around. They really can make a big difference in attacking play, and he's emphasising that this afternoon. That's McDonald. Sunderland. McMills firm in the tackle. Rice. Brady. Rice again. Burley. Good ball again towards and just a fraction too strong. George Burley came to the first team at 17. They say he's one of the great earwiggers in the dressing room. Ever since he's been a boy sweeping up, he's been thirsting for football knowledge. Listening on the edge of every conversation. Stapleton. Foul. fans underneath it, expressing their feelings. Seem to sense the way the match has gone. It must be theirs, but the score's level. Complaint by David Geddes. Our caption confirming what the Wembley scoreboard shows. 30 minutes left for play. So Leary. Young. Big Willie Young, a very likeable man. Settled down at Arsenal after a bad start, which incidentally was against Ipswich, his first game. They led in 4 that day, Arsenal. But Willie Young's become a very solid defender, but he's not enjoying the slippiness of the Wembley pitch, which is very much, I would say, an attacker's pitch today. It's difficult for defenders to turn. Rice. Mills. Mariner. Mariner again. Osborne. Play waved on. Brady with a chance to invent something. O'Leary. Brady. Rice. O'Leary. Arsenal trying to work an opening. Hudson. Quick use of the ball by Cooper, the goalkeeper. Geddes for Ipswich. Foul walk, miss kick, Mariner. Mills. You can't help wondering when Mick Mills tries those, whether it's another 33-to-1 shot. Says he never has a bet, but the odds were too attractive. Just remind you, if you just switched on, he's backed himself at 33-to-1 to score a goal. The odds offered were 33-to-1 against a fullback scoring a goal. The last fullback to score a goal in a Wembley Cup final was 48, Eddie Shimwell of Blackpool with a penalty. But Mick Mills, of course, gets a lot for the club. Stapleton to Sunderland. Mills in the way, now beaten. Talbot, Stockings roll down. Woods. Oh, again he's beaten Rice. Rice was left absolutely. This time it's O'Leary, but he's quicker. They do say about David O'Leary that you can't run him. He's got one of the longest strides in football, and at Arsenal they say anybody who tries to run him won't win. But Pat Rice is finding Woods such trouble, emphasising yet again that this is not a defender's pitch. Burley. Young. Sunderland. Talbot. He seems to keep swallowing the ball in midfield. First on the right side of midfield, then on the left, which is the normal position he occupies. It's Geddes. Behind Young to Burley. Burley just leant on, Young just leant on Burley. Oh, that was Talbot to Burley, play waved on. Talbot again, supporting every attack. Woods. Mariner's challenge. The boardrooms of these two clubs, of course, very friendly. I must say that on the pitch it's been friendly and sporting as well. Hudson. Geddes, British breaking for Osborne. John Walk. Mariner. Geddes. Mills. Clive Woods. He's providing the ammunition. Mariner just couldn't knock it down for Talbot, who's fallen to walk. Mariner again. And that's Liam Brady in trouble. This could be a real blow for Arsenal. Remember, he's been injured, and it may have been more serious than was suggested. The publicity was all about Ipswich injuries, but they are trying to get him back on. But Graham Rix goes back disappointed. Well, he won't be disappointed, I suppose, because Brady is important to the side. He's a great personal friend of Rix. But Rix is warming up. That was Brady. I'm just saying that Arsenal have had more trouble, perhaps, in the background than people realise, with Brady injured, Pat Rice injured, and Rix comes on. This wouldn't be the substitution they wanted. And Liam Brady, so important to Arsenal in the midfield, leaves. He's not really been functioning properly, but a lot of that's been due to the Ipswich midfield. So Rix straight in the action. Graham Rix, who Bob McNabb, that knowledgeable Arsenal coach, tells me, was so old, he said, when I played with him when he was 15 in the reserves. Rix, whose football brain has never been in question, now just 20, desperately disappointed when he's left out, but he'd be so disappointed himself that his closest friend is now off the field, Liam Brady. Offside. Derek Nippard keeping the game moving. He's having a good match. Hudson for Arsenal. MacDonald. MacDonald has got a long throw himself, but leaving it for Sammy Nelson. He too can get distance. But, there's no one to aim at this time. They're all short. It's MacDonald, Nelson. Good play. He used to be an outside left. Stapleton. The threat there again from Arsenal. They can't be taken for granted. Stapleton so good in the air. Young. Stapleton. Battling away up front very well. Sunderland. Halfway through the second half. No score. Rix on the right. Mills. Doesn't miss many tackles. Woods. Was walked. Mariner to walk. Applause for Ipswich. Burley on his own on the right. Walk to Burley. Well, he's got so much time to put it back. He'll be irritated with himself. Makes a lot of those long runs. In fact, he says he does about 10 or a dozen every match, 70, 80 yards. A lot of special sprint training involved at home, but certainly his cross looked a bit tired then. Pat Jennings, who might have been an Ipswich player, was talking of him signing for Ipswich before the beginning of last season. Very young. MacDonald to Rix. A slight feeling that Arsenal are beginning to play. Geddes. Ipswich ball. Mariner. Woods tantalising his defence. Burley. It's Price to Sunderland. Burley once more. Hunter. Ipswich stranded offside. Arsenal come out very well, actually. They've got this offside trap pretty well organised. The bench from the back. Liam Brady, we had a little bit disconsolate, just sitting behind the front row of Don Howe, Wilf Dixon and Fred Street, the physiotherapist. Alan Hudson. This is O'Leary. Through the lob. Take a look at Paul Cooper. It's said he's too small by a lot of experts. He's about 5'10", but he's a marvellous jumper and a very good athlete. It's Young. John Walk. Cooper. Kicks left-footed, throws left-handed. Young. It's Talbot towards. Laid on for Walk. That is incredible! He's done it twice! He's so deadly for those positions outside the box. John Walk hit the post for the second time in the match, and remember, in the first half, Mariner hit the crossbar. What have we to do? Bobby Robson, Cyril Lee, and they're pointing upstairs, and we all know what that means. Certainly at the moment, crossbar struck, twice the post struck, somebody up there on Arsenal's side. Now it's Woods. Roger Osborne, one of a family of 12 who've come here in a special bus to watch the match. It's Talbot. Actually, Arsenal will be a little bit disconsolate at losing Brady. It's so important to the side. And I must say that there must be the suggestion around that perhaps he didn't even start the match fit. It's Mariner. Rice. Beattie. Burley. Geddes. O'Leary. Foul by Stapleton. Mills' kick. Talbot. Woods. The old familiar triangle of Talbot, Woods and Mills on the left side. McMills. Nothing Woods likes better than have the ball delivered to his feet. And once again, the ammunition provided. And right there, with a brilliant save was Jennings. And Burley came from the back and was not spotted. Woods' cross, and just watch where Burley comes from. Gets right through, the ball splits the defenders, and a magnificent save by Pat Jennings. Pat Jennings, 32, but that must be the most important save he's made this season for Arsenal. Now Woods again. Beattie. Graham Ricks, the only Arsenal player forward. Beattie. That's the position. The minute's ticking away, 15 to go. Burley, Geddes, Graham Ricks. Stapleton. Hunter. Ricks. Pause for Ricks from the Arsenal supporters and from the neutrals as well, I think, because he's come onto the field and he might have been on all afternoon. It's difficult to come on into a match like this. There's such tension, but he looks very calm. Graham Ricks, number 12 on the far side, the Arsenal sub. This is Pat Rice. Corner. Ball was touched on the way through to Talbot. This is Arsenal's third corner of the match. Ipswich, for all their pressure, have only had 4. Now Ricks, with his left foot, is brilliant with these corners. He can practically pick out a man in the penalty area. Pump this one long, though, to Young. He's got this... That's Willie Young. Graham Ricks has got deceptive power with that left foot. He may look frail. Burley. Geddes. Oh, taking on the defender and winning. Osborne, 1-0. The celebration's justified. Geddes beat the defender on the outside. Willie Young couldn't do anything else with it except to turn it back. And Osborne, this member of a family of 12 who've come in a special bus to watch the match, puts it away. Osborne, one of the unsung midfield heroes in football, one of the workmen of the game, puts his name on the Wembley score sheet, and Ipswich go in front with 13 minutes left. Roger Osborne, the scorer. And one of the Ipswich players in trouble. And it looks to me like Osborne. So as Osborne receives treatment from Cyril Ree, a word from Jimmy Hill.
Well, I had written down on big letters on a piece of paper here, I cannot see Arsenal winning this game, and if Ipswich hadn't taken the lead and had gone on to lose it, it would have been one of the most unfair results, I think, in the history of Wembley Cup finals. They've dominated the game. Roger Osborne there, freed from the responsibility of having to look after Liam Brady, suddenly found himself in a match-winning role in a different kind of way. I have to say about the Arsenal team, Malcolm MacDonald seemed to have left his legs behind him when he came onto the field. He seems listless, doesn't seem to have any energy, and that's why they haven't functioned. It's not a midfield thing. It's a question that he should be moving defenders, inviting the ball up there. Stapleton's trying to do two men's work, but they just have no punch, and I can't see them rescuing this situation.
Bobby Robson looking anxious because there are 2 players being treated. Geddes, who crossed the ball, is being treated as well. Lambert is warming up. I might just pull Jimmy Hill's leg, by the way. He said he wrote down that he couldn't see Arsenal winning, but when Bob Wilson said it, I mentioned the mud on Jennings, the goalkeeper's backside, as a symptom of how much he'd played in the first half. That was a note Jimmy passed me as well. Jimmy.
Well, I have to admit that, and I still feel that Jennings has had all the problem. Now, this is a blow. It looks as if he may have got a pulled muscle there. But don't forget, Arsenal have already used their substitute. Ipswich have Mick Lambert coming on, a fine player who, under these conditions, I think will do just as well. And I shouldn't be surprised to see them score another goal rather than Arsenal come back.
So, in the very moment of glory for him, Roger Osborne, the goal scorer, leaves the field. Mick Lambert, in his testimonial year, 10 years with Ipswich, he's got a testimonial match on Monday night, by the way, comes on to play. Experienced player, and there are 10 minutes left, plus that little bit of injury time for Osborne. Arsenal have got to throw it forward. Ricks, always prepared to try anything. Graham Ricks tries the most difficult balls because he's full of confidence. It looks as if, I don't know about a pull muscle, Jimmy, it looks as if he's got a knock. No, we'll have the news from the Ipswich bench. Marina's header. Geddes. Broke again there for Mariner. Taking on Young. Mariner once more. Foul just outside the box, was it? The referee was way back on play with players between him. The break was so quick, he couldn't see it. I say he couldn't see it, I'm assuming he couldn't see it because it did look like a foul. Sunderland. Talbot. Woods. Looking at Talbot, it's worth remembering that Ipswich lost a player in the semi-final when they scored their opening goal. Talbot, in scoring, was injured. That's Talbot powering forward. And now in this final, well, it's repeated itself. And Osborne doesn't really look well enough to spectate out there on the bench. Being helped back to the dressing room. That's Lambert. His first touch. Burley. Lambert. Burley again. Walk. John Walk. Rice. 8 minutes to go on the watch. 1-0 to Ipswich. Mills, the captain. Mariner. Woods. Alan Sunderland's looking very tired. On his second game after injury. It's Mariner. To Mills. Arsenal must come and get it. Beattie. Robson, the manager, not happy with something, but the Ipswich players settling for possession. Rice. Sunderland. MacDonald. On the left foot. You can't discount MacDonald even yet. He really hasn't been able to get in the game. That's the first chance he's really had to get into the game. And the left foot was right on target. But Cooper right behind it. Young to Nelson. Lambert. Sammy Nelson just wanting some movement. That was Ricks, now MacDonald. And that shot may have enlivened him. His confidence seemed to be very low before. Rice to O'Leary. Stapleton. He's been the real grafter up front for Arsenal. Sunderland. Got the corner. Roars of hope from the Arsenal fans. Again, one of these Graham Rix corners, taken left-footed from the right-hand side. Swinging. Cooper perhaps proving yet again he's been underestimated. £23,000 from Birmingham, but Ipswich had him on 2 months loan before that. So Bobby Robson did say to me the other day, we knew all about him and we knew what we were buying. It's Talbot breaking with Arsenal pushing forward. We're in the last 5 minutes of the match, plus the injury time when Osman scored the goal. Now O'Leary. Beattie. Brian Talbot. Players looking very tired, except Lambert, who's just come on. He'd come way from the back, but the ball wasn't good enough. This pitch is really testing them now in these closing minutes. Players all over the field, you can see that they're moving more slowly. Hunter. Rix's throw. This is Hudson. Rix. Stapleton. Beattie knocked it back and it was a good ball. Premature whistles from the Ipswich fans. Very premature. 4 minutes on the watch, plus at least a minute, minute and a half of injury time. Rice. Hudson. The Arsenal midfield really hasn't been able to get hold of this game at all. That's Mariner. Walk. Mills. Woods. Arsenal throw. This homely East Anglian club, just 3 minutes away of normal time from winning the FA Cup for the first time in their history. This is their first ever FA Cup final appearance. Mills. Talbot offside. So Hudson's ball cut out very easily by Beattie. Cross to Geddes. Perhaps the least known of the Ipswich players, but by no means the least effective. Man who provided the cross for the winning goal. I say winning goal, that may be premature too, but we've just got 2 minutes left. They agree. That's Woods to Lambert. Corner given. Arsenal, who came into this side so very much the favourites, but they've never been allowed to settle throughout the match. Woods with the corner. So Leary, he took a knock as he sent that away. Now McDonald. O'Leary's down. McDonald to Jennings. Jennings waving to the referee. He won't want to put it out of play, but he does want O'Leary treated because we're in the final minute of the match, plus injury time. And he has pumped it out of play so O'Leary can be treated. And incidentally, below the royal box, I've no doubt at this moment, an FA official performing a little-known ceremony at the FA Cup final, because as O'Leary's being treated and the seconds tick away, we've got about 30 seconds plus injury time, Ipswich must feel they've won the cup. And if they have, and the FA official agrees, well, the winning ribbons, the blue and white ribbons, being tied at this moment on the handles of the cup. So it will be produced as soon as the final whistle goes, on display in front of Princess Alexandra, to be presented to the winning captain. But one goal is never enough, so Arsenal still alive. Jimmy Hill.
Well, I thought they've been dead for some time now, and I can't see it changing. I mean, nearly always when a team loses a goal, they have the capacity to counter-attack, and Arsenal have not really been able to raise their game enough to put that one-goal lead by Ipswich in doubt. Alan Hudson really in midfield has faded out. Ricks has come on and provided some momentum there, but with the Malcolm McDonald just not being able to get in the game up front, they really have never troubled this very resolute and strong Ipswich defence. It's been a remarkably good all-round team performance from Ipswich. There's no doubt about it. They have deserved the cup. They're within just a minute or so of winning it, and no one can take that away from them. Arsenal will be disappointed. They haven't produced anything like their normal game. I think perhaps it was their mental attitude. They couldn't carry the banner of favourites and come to Wembley and prove it.
Well, the watch now shows a minute over normal time. There must be 2 or 3 minutes to play, in fact. It's Lambert. Mariner, beaten by Young. Now Talbot. Woods. Good play yet again by Woods. We seem to have said that so often in this match. It's been so true. Lambert. The chance again. Mariner. It's Hudson. Taking it, or thinking twice about taking it away from Jennings. The great thing for Arsenal is to get it down the pitch and let the front players fight for it. And Stapleton was there. Beattie hit the ground, but found Woods. It's Hudson. Walk. Ipswich ball, good decision. Came off Rice. Rice penalised in the end, and Mills with a kick. Mills, such a model professional. Talbot was in. Mariner got it. Lambert robbed. Now Rice. Mills. Wasn't a bad ball at this stage of the game. They don't want to take any risks of giving it away now. 3 minutes of injury time been played. Brian Talbot's asking the referee what's going on. He must have been saying to Derek Nippard, how long have we got to play? He keeps tapping his wrist where he's got a sweatband. Derek Nippard has got 2 watches out there. They say time, and Ipswich win the cup for the first time in their history. A moment to treasure for Bobby Robson and the East Anglian fans, and they thoroughly deserve it. After a good start by Arsenal, it's been one way. This is a club, of course, where winning is important, but losing has never been the signal to sack the manager and change everything. In fact, in the period since the war, Bobby Robson's only their 5th ever manager. Mick Mills goes round the team, and no senior professional deserves to win something more than him. Capped at international level, capped at under-23 level, and also, of course, at youth level. came to Ipswich at 16 years old, and Bobby Robson there, the man who's built the side from nothing, stands alongside his former West Bromwich Albion colleague, Don Howe, the Arsenal coach, who was among the first to say well done to Bobby. Popular in football is Bobby Robson. He's been at Ipswich since 1969. He's operated a youth policy, and only 3 players in the side today have been bought. Mills salutes the fans, and the fans salutes the captain. Geddes, this 19-year-old number 10 who provided the winning cross. And the only man missing from the celebrations is the goal scorer. And I've got a feeling is he there? There he is, he's back on the pitch, and he's the man whose name will appear as the single scorer in Wembley 78. The goal that took the cup back to East Anglia for the first time ever. And so, the approach now to the 39 steps that lead up to the Royal Box. And leading the way, the Ipswich captain, Mick Mills, who just a few weeks ago said, well, I've had international honours, but I'd love to have a cup-winning medal and say I won it as captain of Ipswich. And this is the moment in a player's career, which began as a 16-year-old, when Portsmouth discarded their youth policy and he was snapped up by Ipswich. A player of integrity and genuine stature. Mick Mills, the captain of Ipswich. The blue and white ribbons decorate the cup. The blue and white of Ipswich on the trophy for the first time, and they become the 40th side to win the cup. 40th different side. Behind him, Clive Woods, such a contributor to the win. Then Kevin Beattie, no sign of injury at all, who hasn't played since the semi-final. Paul Cooper, so commanding in goal. Young George Burley, stylish at fullback. Paul Mariner, grafting away up front. John Walk in the midfield. Brian Talbot, the real powerhouse. Lambert, the substitute. David Geddes, who produced the winning cross. The goal scorer, Roger Osborne, one of a family of 12. And Alan Hunter in his usual place at the back, who is so doubtful about playing. And so Pat Rice, Arsenal captain, involved with the club since he was 9, takes the loser's medal. He's got one winner's medal and 2 losers now. Frank Stapleton follows. Then Big Willie Young. Graham Ricks, the sub. David Price from the midfield. Liam Brady, who had to be substituted, obviously wasn't absolutely fit, and I think it's true of 1 or 2 of the Arsenal players. Alan Hudson, Alan Sunderland, Pat Jennings, he's got a winner's medal with Tottenham, I think it was in '67. Another loser's medal here for Malcolm MacDonald. David O'Leary still suffering from that knock, only 20 last Tuesday, but he's already got massive experience, such a good player, and being helped by Sammy Nelson, the left back. As the officials receive their awards, Ipswich begin the celebrations. And by the way, another trophy the club will get, and it usually goes to the winning captain, is the match ball. And incidentally, the managers only have the memory. They get nothing at all, but what a memory it will be for Bobby Robson. He's built the side ready from scratch. Arsenal go to their supporters as Ipswich wait before the lap of honour. Ipswich politely waiting for Arsenal to salute their fans. And by the way, if you want to know the result of that quiz, or the answer to the quiz, what is brought to the FA Cup final every year and will never be used? Well, it's the losers' ribbons on the cup. The losers' ribbons, of course, never displayed, but always brought. And just a minute before the end, an official ties the winning ribbons on the FA Cup. So, the answer to the question, what is brought to the FA Cup final every year and will never be used? The losers' ribbons. So Arsenal go on, applauded by the crowd. This young side, they have their time to come. Finished so well in the league, they're in Europe next year, and the experience will do them good. And perhaps it's a nice touch that these two clubs, so friendly, have had enough respect for each other and their opposite numbers on the pitch for Ipswich to pause, let the photographers take their pictures, and let Arsenal enjoy their lap of honour and their moment. The referee and the linesman, this is unusual, they're going round down below me, receiving applause too, and they deserve it. All three officials, Derek Nippard, his last ever game, he's 47, and he retires. Jim Bent and John Lydon, the two linesmen, well, this is a great moment for them as well. And so Ipswich, as Arsenal go down towards the dressing room end, Ipswich show the cup to the Arsenal fans, and the Arsenal fans have taken this well. They're waving their flags in salute and acknowledging on the day the superiority of Ipswich. This has been the friendly final. A day the supporters have enjoyed, and even if the result's gone against the Arsenal fans, they've accepted it up there with dignity, and the applause from the Highbury supporters is for Mick Mills and the new cup holders. Bobby Robson quietly leaving the arena. And meanwhile, the goal scorer, Roger Osborne, has the cup. Fully recovered from the knock. And it's so nice when one of the lesser-known players, one of the workmen of the team, of any team, the midfield straight man, gets a goal in this situation and really emphasises his importance to a team. And believe it or not, I've had a message passed. The reason Roger Osborne apparently was taken off was he was completely exhausted. Well, that will have to be confirmed later, but that's the message from the dressing room. Clive Woods, well, he's proved the value of wing play today. And how many times he proved it as well. Brian Talbot, predictably in midfield, number 4, the powerhouse. Always driving forward, full of energy. Woods and Talbot share the cup. And what a marvellous boost for the Cobbold family, who've run Ipswich, really turned the professional in 1936. And the present boy's father, Patrick and John Cobble's father, called a town meeting after going to see an Arsenal match, turned it professional, and 2 years later, they were in the league.